Let's see how to solve this application question, which is Cynthia starts walking from her house to office. Instead of going directly to the office, she goes to clinic, from there to her daughter's school, and then to office. What is the extra distance traveled by Cynthia in reaching her office? That is the question we want to solve. Assuming all distance covered are in straight lines, if the house is situated at 2,4, bank at 5,8, school at 13,14, and office at 13,26, and coordinates in kilometer. In mathematics, when you see many words like this, the solution of that question is actually simple and straightforward. So let's see how to solve this. The first thing you want to do in solving this question is you want to give the coordinates of places mentioned in the question. The first place is you have the house, which is 2,4, then you have the clinic, you have the school 13,14, and the office, which is 13,26. Now the next thing is you have your visual representation. You can use graph, but you don't really need graph, just have a rough sketch. Now the first one is you have the house, which is 2,4, and you can also call it 0,0. Why am I using 0,0? I'm using it because this is the starting point, which means the origin. So is either you use this or you use this. And let me show you how to apply this for divining other position. And the next one is C, which represents the clinic, and that is 5,8 or 3,4. Why did I get 3,4? I use this 5,8 to get 3,4. Now since this is the origin, if I'm using this coordinate, this is the origin 0,0, and the next point is 5,4. I will simply subtract 5 minus 2, I have 3 here, and 8 minus 4, I have 4 here. So you can either choose to use this black coordinate, or you use this starting from the origin, picking this as the origin, or you use this golden yellow. And the next point is this, which is the school 13,14, and it's still the same thing as 11,10. So I've explained, you just subtract this like this. And the next one is the office, which is 13,26 or 11,22. Now these are the places. Now she started moving from house to clinic, then clinic back to school, then school back to the office. Now this is the distance covered by Cynthia. Now according to the question, we are asked to find the excess distance covered by Cynthia. Now the first thing is, let's calculate the distance covered by Cynthia. So we want to find this, all these distances from here to here, from here to here, and from here to here, and you want to add them. Now the first one is you want to calculate from a house to the clinic, which is HC, house to clinic HC. Remember the formula, the distance formula. Now here you can choose to use either of these coordinates. You just choose, you stick with one. So here I'm using the black one, I'm not using the golden one. Now this one will be your x2 y2, and this one will be your x1 y1. So you go ahead and substitute it inside your distance formula. That is what I've done here. Now you have the square root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square, and when you go ahead and substitute them, you have this. Now your x2 here is 5, x1 here is 2, you have 5 minus 2 here square, plus you have 8 here, 8 minus 4 square. And what is 5 minus 2? You have 3. Now look at it. If you are using this coordinate, you see this one is 0, so you just forget about this. You go ahead and use this in your formula. That is why we have 3 square plus 4 square. 5 minus 2, 3 square. 8 minus 4, 4 square. Now what is the square of 3? That's 9. You have square root of 9 plus, what is the square of 4 here? We have 16. You have root 9 plus 16, that is root 25. And root 25 is a perfect square. Root 25 is 5. Then you have 5 units. The unit according to the question is kilometer, so you have 5 kilometer. So HC 5 kilometer. The next distance is CS. Now for CS, you still apply the same method. You go ahead, we are using this black, so that will give us 13 root 13 minus 5 square, what we have here, plus root 14 minus 8 square, what we have here. Now what is 13 minus 5? You have 8, that is why we have 8 square. 14 minus 8, you have 6, that is why we have 6 here. So we have 8 square plus 6 square. Let me quickly explain this. If you use this golden coordinates, you still get the same thing. Let's see. Now what is 11 minus 3? You have 8. What is 10 minus 4? You have 6. So let's go ahead. Root 8 square is 64 and 6 square is 36. You have root 64 plus 36 here. What is 64 plus 36? And that is 100. You have root 100. 100 is a perfect square. So you have 10 units. The unit is kilometer, so you have 10 kilometer here. So we fix C S, which is 10 kilometer. Then from the same method, let's go ahead. Now we have SO will be root 13 minus 13 here. We have 13 here, we have 13 here. 13 minus 13 square plus 26 minus 14 square, what we have here. Let me explain this. When you have collinear, when 2 points are collinear, you can just neglect one coordinate that is constant and you go ahead and use the other coordinate. So instead of having 13 minus 13 here, you can just go ahead and use 26 minus 14 square, the square root. So you are good to go. Now that is why we have 13 minus 13 is 0, 0 square. Then you have 26 minus 14, you have 12 square. 26 minus 14 is 12. That is why you have 12 square here. Now let's assume you want to use these coordinates. Here, 11 minus 11, you get 0. 22 minus 10 here, you get 12. So you have 12 square. What is 12 square? 12 square is 144. 0 square is 0. 0 plus 144 here. So you have root 144 units, and that is 12 kilometer.
Now we need to calculate the distance from Cynthia's house to our office. But in the question, she didn't move straight from her house to the office, but she travels from the house to clinic to school, then school to our office. So we need to find this distance from our house to the office. This is the actual distance that Cynthia is supposed to cover.
Still use a distance formula. To find that, we can simply just go ahead and use this golden coordinates. Since we have 0, 0, we can just say 11 square, square root of 11 square plus 22 square. But let's stick with our black coordinates. So we have HO will be square root of 13, this 13 minus 2 square plus 26 minus 4 square. What is 13 minus 2? We have 11. That's 11 square plus, we have what is 26 minus 4? We have 22 square. That is why we have this. When we choose to use this golden coordinate, you see that it will be easier. So we have 0, 0 here. We can just neglect that, and that will give us 11 square plus 22 square, what we have here. What is 11 square? 11 square is 1 to 1. So we have root 1 to 1 plus, what is 22? 22 is 484. So we have 1 to 1 plus 484. And that is 605. We have root 605 units. What is square root of 605? That is 24.6 kilometer. This is the supposed distance from Cynthia's house to our office. Now, how do we now find the SS distance covered? It's quite simple. We need to calculate the total distance traveled by Cynthia, and that is going to be HC plus CS plus SO, house to clinic plus clinic to school plus school to office. So we have 5 plus 10 plus 12 kilometer, and that is 27 kilometer. 5 plus 10, that's 15. 15 plus 12, that's 27. 27 kilometer is the total distance traveled by Cynthia, or distance covered by Cynthia. The supposed distance is 24.6. So SS distance will be what? Now 27 kilometer minus 24.6 kilometer, which is 2.4 kilometers. So the SS distance covered is 2.4 kilometers.
So let's solve the next question, which is if P 9A minus 2 comma minus B divides line segments joining A 3a plus 1 comma minus 3, and b 8a comma 5 in the ratio 3:1. Find the value of a and b. Now before we jump into solving this question, let me explain some terms here. Now in this question you can see that we have p, and p is a point. The coordinate of p is given, the x coordinate and the y coordinate. Now look at the x coordinate. The x coordinate is given in terms of a, which is 9a minus 2, and the y coordinate of p is given in terms of b minus b. Now this point divides line AB, so there is a point on line AB, and that point is this. The coordinate of a is 3a plus 1 comma minus 3. 3a plus 1 represents x. X is given in terms of a, and y here is minus 3. We already know y here. We don't know x. X is given in terms of a. Now when you come to b, x for b is given in terms of a, 8a, and y is already known. Now these points on this line, divide this line in ratio 3:1, and the question now asks us to find the value of a and b. So if you have to solve this question, the first thing that should strike your mind is you are going to use ratio formula, division of line using ratio. Now let's see how to start. In the question we are given a, which is 3a plus 1 comma minus 3. We are given b 8a comma 5, and we are given p point, which is 9a minus 2 comma minus b, and we are told that this point divide this line AB in ratio 3:1, so you can use m1 ratio m2, and that is 3:1. If you want to divide line AB in ratio m1 ratio m2, recall this formula here: m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2 comma m1 y2 plus m2 y1 over m1 plus m2. Now when you want to divide a line using ratio, you use this formula, and according to the question, the coordinates that we are going to get will be the coordinate of p. So when you adopt this 3:1 here, you are getting p. The next thing is to go ahead and substitute what you are given in the question inside this formula. The ratio m1 and m2 is 3 and 1 respectively. You already have your x1 correspond to the x of a, y1 correspond to the y of a, as you can see here, x2 correspond to the x of b, y2 correspond to the y of b. So go ahead and substitute all this inside this formula. Let's go ahead. Now the first one is m1 x2. Now your m1 is 3, x2 is 8, 3 multiplied by 8a, plus you have your 1. What is 1? That is m2 plus, so you have your 3a plus 1. 3a plus 1 is x1 here, so you can see, divided by 3 plus 1, which is the ratio what you have here. Move to this side, the second coordinate for y. You also have your m1, which is 3 here, y2, which is 5. This is y2 here, 5, plus m2, which is 1 here, and you have your y1. What is y1 here? Minus 3, divided by m1 plus m2, 3 plus 1, what we have here. Now expanding this, you are going to get 3 multiplied by 8a. When you do 3 multiplied by 8a here, you get 24a for this. And when you expand this with 1, so you have your plus 1 multiplied by 3a, you have your 3a here, plus 1 multiplied by 1, you have your plus 1 here, what we can have here. 3 plus 1 is already 4 here. That is why we have this. Now coming to this other one, so you have your 3 multiplied by 5, you have your 15 here, plus 1 multiplied by minus 3, you have your minus 3 here. Then 3 plus 1, you have your 4 here, what you have here. Now go ahead, 24a plus 3a, you are going to get 27 here, what you have here.
then you are left with plus 1 here. 27a plus 1 over 4. Now 15 minus 3, that is 12. 12 divided by 4, you have 3. So the whole of this has turned to this. So the next thing you are doing is you are going to compare. Now, having used this ratio and all this inside this formula, and you already know the coordinate of the point, which is P. So you can compare whatever value you get here with P. You do comparison. So let's go ahead and compare that. Comparing it, you know that 27a plus 1 over 4, 3 should be the same thing with 9a minus 2, minus b, what you have here. Now you now compare. This one is the first coordinate, so which means that 27a plus 1 over 4 should be the same thing as 9a minus 2. You have this. The second one, 3 should be the same thing as minus b. So, and 3 is equals to minus b. Now we have this equation. Let's go ahead and solve this equation. The second one, this one, your b will be equals to minus 3. Just divide both sides by minus 1. Or you transfer minus b to this side, it becomes plus b, and you transfer plus 3 to this side, you get minus 3. So that is what we have here. B, we already know b. Now let's go ahead and solve this equation to get a. Now to solve this equation to get a, you multiply both sides by 4 to get rid of this 4 as the denominator, or you turn this to fraction. This one will become over 1 and you cross multiply. It's still the same thing. Now doing that, you are going to get 27a plus 1 is equals to 4 multiplied by this 9a minus 2. Either way, multiplying this one by 4, it will remain 27a plus 1. Multiplying this one by 4, you have this, or you have this one divided by 1, cross multiply, you still have this. So let's expand this right hand side. Now you have 27 plus a, you have 4 multiplied by 9a here, you have 36a. 4 multiplied by minus 2 here, you have minus 8. So you have 27a plus 1 is equals to 36a minus 8. This is linear equation. You just go ahead and collect like terms. By what? By subtracting minus 36a from both sides. Let me use that explanation. Or you transfer 36a to the left hand side and you transfer your 1 plus 1 to the right hand side. Either way. Now, bringing 36a to this side, you have 27a minus 36a. Bringing 1 to the right hand side, it becomes minus 1. You have minus 8 minus 1. That is one thing about mathematics. You should know linear equation very well. If you don't know linear equation, you don't have any business in learning this. So the best thing is go and know linear equation first before you come to some topics like this, before you go ahead and start learning some topics like this. Now 27a minus 36a, what are you going to have? You have negative minus 9a minus 8 minus 1, you have minus 9. So you have minus 9a is equals to minus 9. Divide both sides by minus 9. You have a is equals to minus 9 divided by minus 9, and that is 1. So we have solved the value of a, which is 1, and b is equals to minus 3. Now let's do how to set this. Find the ratio in which the point P 3 over 4, 5 over 12 divides the line segments joining the point A 1 over 2, 3 over 2, and B 2, minus 5. How do we solve this? And let me quickly explain this. Now this question is just talking about a line segment AB that has these coordinates, the starting point coordinate, the ending point, and is being divided using an unknown ratio, and we are given the point of division, we are given the coordinate, which is P, and this coordinate. So in this question we are now asked to find that ratio, the ratio of division. So how do we find that ratio? It's quite simple. It's similar to the previous solved question. Now to solve this, we are given A, which is 1 over 2, 3 over 2, given B 2, minus 5, and we are given a point on that line, which is 3 over 4, 5 over 12. So this point is being divided using this unknown ratio M1. Let's just call it M1 ratio M2. You don't know it. Now, to make our work clearer, let's just go ahead and use A to represent M1, what you have here, and B, let's use it to represent M2. Now, to solve it, we are still using ratio formula when you're dividing line. So recall your ratio formula and go ahead and apply it. So if we want to divide line using ratio M1 ratio M2, which is A ratio B, so let's just go ahead and see how to do that. Now, line A divides in points M1 ratio M2. We are going to use this formula. Remember this formula. So let's insert what you are given in this question inside this formula. Whatever expression you get, it is going to correspond to P, which is 3 over 4, 5 over 12. So that is what we want to do here. So instead of using M1, M2, we'll stick with A being M1, P being M2. So we are going to have A being M1, then X2, which is 2, multiplied by 2 plus. Then you have your M2, which is B, multiplied by X1, which is 1 over 2, what you have here, divided by A plus B, M1 plus M2. Then you move to this. You have your M1, which is A, open bracket, Y2. Your Y2 is minus 5 here. Close it plus. You have your M2, which is B, and Y1. Your Y1 is 3 over 2, what you have here, divided by A plus B. Let's go ahead and expand this, or you multiply this, guys. Simplify this expression. You have A multiplied by 2, you have 2A plus B multiplied by 1 over 2, you are going to have B over 2, A plus B. Now, A multiplied by minus 5, you have minus 5A plus B multiplied by 3 over 2, you have 3B over 2. You have your A plus B here. So this expression here will be equals to P, what we have here, 3 over 4, 5 over 2. So, and that implies that this first expression will be 3 over 4, and this second expression will be 5 over 12. So we have 2A plus B over 2 over A plus B will give us 3 over 4, what you have here. And the other expression, minus 5A plus 3B over 2 divided by A plus B will give us 5 over 12, what we have here. So we have two expressions to solve. So maybe we are going to get simultaneous equation. We don't know. Now let's see how to solve this. Pick the first one. Just cross multiply. Where you cross multiply. So you have your 4 multiplied by the whole of this numerator is equals to 3 multiplied by A plus B, what you have here. And for this, let's cross multiply for this as well. When we cross multiply, we're going to get 12 multiplied by the numerator is equals to 5 multiplied by A plus B. So what we have here. The next thing is to expand these guys. Now expanding them, how do we expand it? 4 multiplied by 2A, 8A. We have 4 multiplied by plus B over 2. 2 in 4, 2. So you have your plus 2B here. So it's quite simple. So we have 8A plus 2B is equals to 3A plus 3B. And you can simply collect like terms. So bring A together, bring B together. So transferring 3A to the left hand side is going to be minus 3A. So 8A minus 3A plus 2B. Bring it to the right hand side, you are going to get minus 2B. So we have 3B minus 2B. 8A minus 3A, 5A. 3B minus 2B. You have your B or 1B. So we've simplified this one. Let's go ahead and simplify this. So use your 12 to expand this guy. So 12 multiplied by minus 5, you have your minus 60A. 12 multiplied by this, 2 in 12, you have 6. 6 times 3, you have 18. That's why you have the plus 18. That is why you have a plus 18B. So 5 multiplied by A, 5A. 5 multiplied by B, plus 5B. So after that, I bring your 5A to the left hand side by collecting items, transfer your plus 18b to the right hand side. So you have a minus 60a minus 5a is equals to, you have a plus 5b here, then you bring this to the other side, so minus 18b. So minus 60a minus 5a, you have your minus 65a. Then 5b minus 18b, you have your minus 13b. Now we want to find the ratio, which is a and b. Now since we are dealing with ratio, one out of this should be sufficient for us to find the ratio. So that you use 5a is equals to b, or you use minus 5a is equals to minus 13b. So let's see how to solve that. Now this is how we are going to solve it. Let me explain this. Now we are finding the ratio of a ratio b, which is m1 ratio m2, right? Now you have an expression for them here. So ratio means division. So it's just like you are finding the value of a divided by b. So you want to find a divided by b, a ratio b. And to do that, you have minus 65 sticking with a. So you can divide both sides by minus 65. Now you want to bring b as your denominator. So you divide both sides by minus 65b. Divide both sides by minus 65, then you go ahead and divide both sides by b as well. So minus 65b. So dividing minus 65a by minus 65b, minus 65 we cancel minus 65. So you are left with a over b here. So you will still divide minus 13b divided by minus 65b again. So when you divide them, you have minus 13, we cancel minus 13 here. Minus 13 in 65, you have your 5. B, we cancel b. So you have your a over b, we give you 1 over 5. So I use this expression. You can still go ahead and use this guy. So which means that a ratio b is 1 ratio 5. Now let's say you want to use this expression as well. So you just go ahead and divide both sides by 5b. So 5a divided by 5b, we give you b divided by 5b. The goal is you want to rearrange this expression in a way that you are going to have a over b at one side, expression in a way that you are going to have a over b at one side, and you have values, you have constants at the other side. So that is what I've done here. So 5a divided by 5b, b divided by 5b. So 5 will cancel 5, you are left with a over b. B will cancel b, you are left with 1 over 5. So m1 ratio m2 will give you 1 ratio 5, and that is m1 is 1 and m2 is 5.
So now I'm so confident that you are going to be able to solve any question in coordinate geometry that has to do with the distance of line, midpoint, and division of line using ratio. There are still so many things to learn under coordinate geometry. We are still going to learn how to use coordinate geometry to find area of different shapes. We are still going to learn gradient of line, equation of straight line, the theory behind perpendicular lines and parallel lines. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, comment in the comment section your view about this video. And in this channel as well, I have various playlists for learning mechanics, matrix, vector, and calculus. Kindly check them out. Thank you for watching this video. Bye for now and see you in the next video.